Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there always. No, we'll see what happens.
Turkey about that show,
Yeah,
about Canelo.
we know each other. We don't talk that much for make a deal and anything, but you know, we now know each other, and we'll see what happens.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez Morel, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. 50-50 fight.
Canelo.
Terence Crawford has reportedly confirmed a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez after a recent meeting with Turkish businessman Alalshikh. Boxing enthusiasts are buzzing with excitement as it appears that the long-awaited showdown between two of the sport's biggest stars may soon become a reality. For years, fans have speculated about a potential matchup between the legendary Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. However, various obstacles have kept the fight just out of reach. Now, as the new year begins, there's renewed optimism that this could evolve into one of the most iconic bouts in boxing history. As always, there's a chance the fight will happen. We'll see, but there's always hope, and we're here to make the best deals. Crawford also addressed a potential rematch with Dimitri Bivol, a fight he's always expressed interest in. He believes it would be another exciting bout, as both fighters are talented, and either one has a chance to win. Crawford reflected on their first fight, which was a thrilling contest, and no matter what comes next, he's eager to move forward. Recently, Canelo Alvarez was seen with a leak at the Ring Magazine Awards in London, which stirred excitement among boxing fans. While Terence Crawford had repeatedly called for a fight with Canelo, the Mexican champion had been reluctant to commit. At one point, Canelo reportedly demanded a hefty purse as a condition to face the Nebraska-born southpaw. Tensions later escalated publicly, casting doubt on whether the much-anticipated fight would ever take place. However, new reports indicate that significant progress is being made to bring this blockbuster matchup to life. The excitement among fans is palpable, as many eagerly anticipate what could be a defining moment in boxing history. Notable boxing journalists.
We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals, and always a chance.
And I do have to ask you about Dimitri Bivol, because that's a rematch you've always talked about wanting. How do you see the rematch going with Bivol and Beterbiev?
I think it's going to be another good fight. It's going to be another good fight. Both fighters are good fighters, so I think both have a chance to win. Like the first one was a really good fight.
So whatever is next, we look forward to it, my friend. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Julius Julianis recently shared a photo of Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford together, accompanied by the announcement that a fight between the two is being planned for September of this year in Las Vegas. Crawford, who previously dominated the welterweight division and earned the title of undisputed champion, has now vacated his welterweight titles. He moved up in weight to face Israel Madrimov, claiming a dominant unanimous decision victory in a bout that added to his already impressive legacy. In more breaking news, Julianis, an ESPN Knockout reporter, has confirmed that the fight is not only close to being announced, but that the contracts have already been signed. Crawford and Canelo are set to face off in Las Vegas this September. Canelo, who had been in London for the Ring Magazine Awards with Alalshikh, was seen shaking hands with his business partner, and just hours ago, Crawford was spotted in London with Alalshikh as well. This confirms that the fight is official for September. What are your thoughts on this massive clash between two of boxing's biggest stars? Fights of this magnitude are rare, and fans are understandably eager but cautious until they hear official confirmation. The stakes are incredibly high, and the boxing world is waiting in anticipation for what could be one of the sport's most thrilling moments. Let's take a closer look at some of the opinions surrounding a potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez.
News, this guy, Julius Julianis, who's an ESPN Knockouts reporter, is reporting that the fight isn't only about to be announced, but the contracts are signed between none other than Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. In Julianis' report, he claims that this fight has been signed, sealed, delivered, and it's going down this September in Las Vegas. We know Canelo was in London for the Ring Magazine Awards with Turki Alalshikh, seemingly shaking hands as business partners. And just today, as a few hours ago, Bud Crawford landed in London and was seen with Turki Alalshikh this September. It's official.
While some fans are incredibly confident in Crawford's victory, one enthusiast boldly claimed that Crawford is going to beat the out of Canelo. Both are undoubtedly elite fighters, and experts predict an intense and tightly contested battle between these two modern-day titans. However, rising to the level of a champion like Canelo Alvarez is no easy feat. The legendary Mexican boxer who began his career as a teenager has faced numerous top-tier opponents throughout his impressive 66-fight journey. There's little doubt that Alvarez's experience and skill could lead to some unexpected surprises, leaving many people surprised by what he might do next. Another fan echoed this sentiment, suggesting that after Crawford's victory, Canelo could soon be matched up with names like Jake Paul or Conor McGregor. Many believe that facing Crawford could be the defining fight that solidifies Alvarez's already legendary status. But as one fan humorously suggested, maybe Canelo should consider expanding his options to include Jake Paul or the notorious Conor McGregor. Still, it might be a little early to
right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your that top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right
Anybody.
now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Damn. That's now beforehand. Back in the day.
draw any conclusions just yet. Despite the humor, one fan pointed out a crucial element of this potential matchup, the pay-per-view sales. They predicted that the event would break PPV records, saying that fans in Las Vegas and worldwide would flock to watch this historic bout. The sheer magnitude of the fight would surely draw a huge audience, no matter the price. Another supporter remarked that while Canelo has clearly experienced some decline and has been avoiding Crawford, the weight disparity between the two could make the matchup more favorable to Canelo. Many analysts share this view, suggesting that Alvarez's extensive experience and sharp technique could pose a serious challenge to Crawford, whose versatility as a switch hitter could be tested by Canelo's power and relentless attack. Skeptics, however, are more cautious, with one fan stating they'll believe it when they see both fighters actually land punches. Until an official announcement is made, the debate could continue for weeks. One of the biggest concerns still lingering is the weight difference. Even though Crawford has recently moved up to the 154-pound division, he's still 2 weight classes below Alvarez. It remains uncertain whether Alvarez would be willing to drop weight for the fight, or if a catchweight agreement would be reached. Even if Crawford decides to move up further, doubts persist about whether he could maintain his speed and power at a higher weight. Many point to Crawford's performance in his first full-distance fight in years against Jeff Horn as an example of the potential challenge.
Not at all. You know, I think business talk. You know, with the right business come across the table, you know, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, you know? So that fight would be good.
Challenges he might face with added weight. Concerns are growing that packing on more pounds could drain his energy and hinder his performance. For nearly a year now, boxing fans have been eagerly anticipating a clash between these two pound-for-pound kings. Crawford, with a perfect record of 40-0, has openly expressed his desire to challenge Alvarez, the reigning super middleweight champion, in an effort to cement his legacy further. Crawford's ambition is clear, to rise 2 weight divisions and face Canelo in what would surely be a historic battle. On the other hand, Canelo, with a record of 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, has not shown much eagerness to face Crawford, fully aware that he would be heavily favored to retain his title. The 34-year-old fighter has earned 5 unanimous decision victories, including wins over a declining Gennady Golovkin and a smaller Jarrell Charlo following his loss to Dimitri Bivol in 2022. However, Alshikh now appears to be close to convincing the Mexican superstar to face Crawford in the ring. There are even rumors that an agreement has been reached for them to square off in September. It seems that the Saudi Arabian official has...
Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just,
Oh man, you will whoop his ass. Like yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo.
What did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. You know, I'm a free agent and I like to work with everybody. And you know, I like to have the doors open.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a
aired his professional relationship with Canelo after meeting with him in London. The highly anticipated fight with Crawford is now scheduled to take place in Las Vegas. When discussing the top 5 fighters in boxing today, the consensus is clear. Shocker Stevenson is number 1, followed by Tank Davis, Canelo Alvarez, Naoya Inoue, and Tyson Fury. This list represents the current champions or fighters who are dominating the scene right now. Now, prior to any official announcements, there has been growing speculation about a monumental showdown later this year in Las Vegas. Happy Punch, a trusted source, reported that Canelo and Terence Crawford have agreed to fight in the near future. This rumor gained considerable attention after 2 intriguing photos surfaced, showing both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford engaged in talks with Turki Alalshikh, chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority. These images have sparked a wave of excitement among fans and analysts alike, given Alalshikh's involvement in orchestrating high-profile sporting events, especially in boxing in recent years. This meeting seems to be a crucial step in advancing discussions for what could be one of the most significant matchups in recent boxing history. While official confirmation is still pending, the photos and reports strongly suggest that talks are progressing rapidly. If the fight does come to fruition, it would be a historic encounter between 2 of boxing's pound-for-pound kings. Terence "Bud" Crawford, who recently dominated Errol Spence Jr. to further solidify his legacy, and Canelo Alvarez, who remains boxing's biggest star with an illustrious career spanning multiple weight divisions. A showdown between Crawford and Canelo would not only be a clash of styles, but a fight for supremacy in the sport. Alalshikh, who has played a key role in bringing major sporting events to Saudi Arabia, is adding significant weight to the potential for this fight to take place. Under his leadership, Saudi Arabia has hosted high-profile fights, and his influence in the boxing world gives this rumored matchup considerable credibility. One of the major aspects that will need to be worked out in the negotiations is the weight class for the fight, as Canelo currently holds the undisputed title at 168 pounds, while Crawford, who became the undisputed welterweight champion at 147 pounds, would need to move up significantly in weight to challenge Alvarez. The fight could potentially take place at super middleweight, where Canelo holds all the belts. This would add to the historic significance of the matchup. When asked if the idea of facing Canelo has left his mind after Canelo stated he wasn't interested, Crawford responded, "Not at all. I think that was just business talk. With the right offer on the table, yeah, it could happen. I'm just talking, man. Canelo's a big guy, but at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's heavy, but he's not a giant. He's 5'8". I'm 5'8". My arms are longer than his. It would be a great fight." Canelo's decision to face Crawford in September is a smart one, as it comes after a long period of inactivity for Crawford. The Nebraska native has been out of the ring since his win over WBA junior middleweight champion Israel Madrimov on August 3rd. Crawford is expected to avoid high-stakes matchups leading up to his showdown with Canelo in September. Additionally, Crawford will turn 38 on September 28th, and by delaying the fight until September instead of May, Canelo will add a few more months of wear to Crawford, potentially affecting his performance. Though the delay is just 4 months, for a fighter approaching 40, those months can feel like an eternity. The changes that occur at age 38 are often noticeable, and they're rarely kind, but for Crawford it might not matter too much, as his focus remains on the opportunity ahead. Juliannis notes that both fighters are likely to take interim bouts, though Crawford may skip his. His performance against Madrimov was underwhelming, and even against a mid-tier 154-pound contender, he faced significant challenges due to the size, youth, and power of his opponent. Madrimov was landing clean, damaging punches on Crawford throughout their encounter. It might be wise for Crawford to take a test fight at 168 pounds to acclimate to the weight division before stepping into the ring with Canelo. However, this approach carries considerable risk. Crawford, now 37, has been inactive for much of the last few years, fighting only once per year, with his most notable opponent being the close call with Madrimov. Canelo, on the other hand, is expected to face IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Plant in a unification bout this May during Cinco de Mayo weekend. A victory here would grant Canelo his second undisputed title, this time at 168 pounds, marking a monumental achievement in his career. To stand a chance against Canelo, Crawford will need to add weight and bulk up, as he appeared frailer and slower against Madrimov compared to his previous performances at 147 pounds against Errol Spence, Sean Porter, and Kell Brook. Time has certainly taken its its toll on Crawford, and his habit of fighting only once per year isn't helping as he enjoys the fruits of his success. Both Crawford and boxing fans have been eagerly waiting for this highly anticipated fight. It seems like it's happening now. When you say you want Canelo, is there anyone in your camp who would tell you that you're not ready for it? Canelo's a big guy and he's strong. It's not just about saying, oh, you'll easily beat him. It's more than that. You have to think about the challenge. But I'm not focused on Canelo at the moment. My mind is on Israel. Is this fight in some way a stepping stone towards your dream match? I don't view fights that way. It's all about the present. When asked about a potential showdown with Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez responded by saying that there is always a chance for it and that he's open to the idea of the fight. The Mexican boxing icon had an incredible year in 2024, continuing to build on his already impressive legacy. He attended the prestigious Ring Magazine Awards, solidifying his standing in the sport. Canelo has bounced back from his 2022 loss to Dmitry Bivol, showing remarkable form, and he kept his winning streak alive throughout 2024. He successfully defended his super middleweight titles against Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga, and he is determined to extend that success into the upcoming year. Facing Crawford, one of the best boxers in the world, would be a major challenge, but Canelo is more than willing to take it on. Crawford has been targeting this fight ever since his impressive win over Errol Spence in 2023. However, for this fight to happen, Crawford, who currently competes at 154 pounds, would have to move up 2 weight divisions to meet Canelo, which would be a significant challenge for him. Canelo has kept fans on their toes, indicating that nothing is off the table and that a potential clash with Crawford is still possible. In a recent interview, he mentioned that while it's uncertain, the opportunity for the fight is always there. His goal is to secure the best possible deals for any matchup, and reiterated that this possibility remains open. How important is it to you that you've spoken with Turki Alalshikh, and what did you discuss? I enjoy working with everyone. I'm a free agent and I like keeping my options open. So are we gonna see Canelo versus Crawford next? We'll have to wait and see. Just 2 days ago, Rick Glazer, citing reliable sources, suggested that the chances of a Crawford-Alvarez showdown may have increased. Despite the challenges Crawford faces, a fight with Canelo remains one of the top 5 matchups that Turki Alalshikh is eager to see this year. Other exciting bouts he's anticipating include a rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, an all-British clash between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, and the highly awaited fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Among the most anticipated rematches is a battle between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. However, Turki Alalshikh's primary focus remains on the potential Canelo-Crawford clash, which he hopes will materialize this year. With his innovative approach and unwavering dedication to the sport, Turki Alalshikh has gained a reputation for delivering on his promises. Fans are now holding on to the hope that this long-anticipated fight could indeed become a reality. Canelo Alvarez recently mentioned the possibility of a fight with Terence Crawford, acknowledging that there's a chance the two might meet in the ring. He emphasized that he's always looking for the best possible opportunities. Efforts are underway to set up a bout between Alvarez and Crawford in 2025, a match many consider one of the most significant in North American boxing this year. However, it's still uncertain whether the fight will materialize. At 37, Crawford has remained tight-lipped about his future plans, especially if a fight with Canelo doesn't come to fruition. Given his age and the challenges of fighting at 154 pounds against bigger, younger, and more powerful opponents, it's clear that his reign could eventually come to an end, possibly with a defeat. In fact, Crawford barely escaped with a win in his debut at 154 pounds last August, edging out WBA junior middleweight champion Israel Madrimov in a close bout. Crawford, the former undisputed world champion, is eager to face Canelo Alvarez for his unified super middleweight titles in 2025. Despite the size difference between them, Crawford believes his combination of skills and strength will be enough to overcome Alvarez. He feels confident that his abilities can counter any physical disadvantage. Recently, Canelo's performances have raised questions. In his bouts with Edgar Berlanga and Jaime Munguia, Canelo showed signs of slowing down, fighting through all 12 rounds to win, something he likely wouldn't have had to do in earlier years. Many believed he would have stopped opponents like these back in 2021 or before, but he had to dig deep to secure victories. When asked about a potential fight with Crawford, Canelo revealed he hasn't spoken much with Terence about making the deal, but he acknowledged that they now know each other. He seemed open to seeing what develops. Initially, Canelo dismissed the idea of facing Crawford, claiming that defeating a naturally smaller fighter wouldn't earn him the recognition he deserved. However, he now seems more open to the prospect of fighting Crawford, who is widely regarded as the pound-for-pound best. On an appearance on Sway's Universe, Canelo said he would be willing to face Crawford if the financial terms were right. However, he also warned Crawford, suggesting that such a match would be an easy one for him. Canelo remarked, "I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in, because I don't like fighting guys like Crawford, who move a lot. But I saw his last fight, and he doesn't move that much now, so if the money is right, I'm in." Canelo's recent shift in attitude suggests that the idea of facing Crawford is gaining traction. In the past few weeks, rumors of a potential showdown have been buzzing, and it looks like an official announcement could be imminent, with Crawford hinting at the fight on his social media. The undefeated 41-0 champion, Terence Crawford, has issued a bold statement that's already grabbing attention within the boxing community. Crawford took to social media, posting a message that read, "Remember what you said about me?" Only Crawford knows exactly who his words were aimed at, but many believe he could be referencing Canelo Alvarez's past comments about their significant weight difference. Canelo, the unified super middleweight champion, has previously expressed his reluctance to fight Crawford, citing the substantial weight gap between them. Crawford, born in Omaha, has captured titles across 4 different weight classes and is widely regarded as one of the top pound-for-pound boxers in the world today. However, there is a noticeable 14-pound difference in weight when comparing the two fighters. This weight concern isn't just coming from Canelo. Other prominent fighters like David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade have also expressed similar reservations. Alternatively, Crawford's message could be a subtle jab at those who have questioned his ability to challenge Canelo in his stronghold at 168 pounds. Regardless of who the message was aimed at, the fact that talks about this potential fight are finally taking place is a cause for celebration. Adding fuel to the fire, Crawford posted a photo on his Instagram story from London, where Canelo Alvarez was also located, further sparking speculation that this long-awaited showdown could be on the horizon. As soon as Crawford issued his challenge, fans went wild, eagerly responding to his message with excitement over the potential fight. Surprisingly, the overwhelming majority of fans threw their support behind Crawford, despite the weight difference. Even with the 14-pound disparity, Crawford is willing to move up 2 weight classes in order to make the fight happen and solidify his legacy. While many experts believe that the weight difference may be too much for Crawford to overcome, his skill in the ring is undeniable. During a recent open workout in London, Devin Haney expressed his full support for Crawford, stating, "I can't go against Crawford. I rock with Crawford. I think he's the best right now. I'm backing him 100%. As both fighters look toward their next potential opponents, there are other possibilities in play if this fight doesn't happen or is delayed. Canelo might defend his unified super middleweight titles against fellow champion William Skull, aiming for his second undisputed title. Meanwhile, Crawford is expected to remain at super welterweight, possibly aiming to unify that division with a showdown against Sebastian Fundora on the horizon, or a potential bout with high-ranking contender Virgil Ortiz Jr. Meanwhile, Dimitri Bivol, one of the few fighters to have beaten Canelo, has shared his thoughts on the potential mega fight between Canelo and Crawford. Bivol, who handed Canelo his second career defeat in 2022 when Canelo moved up to light heavyweight to challenge Bivol for the WBA title, believes the fight should consider weight divisions. He discussed his views on Fight Hub TV, emphasizing the importance of maintaining weight classes in boxing. He shared, "I remember when I first stepped into the boxing gym, one of the first lessons I received was to always respect the different weight classes." He then went on to mention, "Terence is one of my favorite active fighters. He has a lot of talent and exceptional skills. He might even be able to demonstrate something for us." He added, "He already knows what to do and his coach is well aware. They'll figure out the best approach to take." When asked directly about his thoughts on Crawford's chances of winning, he gave a brief yet telling response, saying, "I can see it happening. The boxing world is eagerly waiting to find out if an agreement can be reached." That wraps up today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss any of our future content.